Morning, guys. This review is going to be super fast because I'm only having you do two activities today in your packet because I want you to get on the Google Classroom and do that quiz today. So here are the two things that you have to do in your packet today. All right, so the first one is area by counting. A shape can be split into the same size rectangles by drawing rows and columns, splitting rectangles into rows and columns of the same size, squares or rectangles. The word that I really want you to look at there is same size, because remember, if they're not the same size, then they will not be the area. For example, W, X, and Z. W has some missing boxes, so we can't accurately count the area of this rectangle if there's missing boxes. X has these two little small boxes. They are not following a rule where it says same size. Z is also not following that same size rule. So when you're looking at how to count area, the only one that would work in this situation is Y. We kind of did something like this the first week packet. So let's go down and look at these. On your last one, I had you label each side. Go ahead and do that again because it really helps you figure out what two numbers to multiply or how many times you have to add a number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know the name of this topic is area by counting, but I really don't want you to just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, because we're in second grade now, and this is almost the end of the year. So you know by now that area, you multiply each side. So 7 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Your answer should have been 35. See how much faster that was than counting each square? All right, labeling each one of these sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're gonna write your multiplication problem over here. When you write your multiplication problem, whoa, that line. There we go. You should have gotten 20 for your multiplication problem. 5 times 4 equals 20. Number 3, which rectangle is split into 12 same size squares? We know W won't work because there's emptiness in the center. We know Y wouldn't work. X and Z both could work because they're both same size squares, but we need to figure out how many are in each. So by doing that, we're going to label each side again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4. If we're trying to figure out the area, we have to multiply each side. So 5 times 2 equals 10. And 3 times 4 equals 12. This is where you need to go back into the problem and find out what it's looking for, 10 or 12. We know that it's looking for 12, so we can circle Z. How many small rectangles make up this shape? Again, we're going to label each side. You can write your own multiplication problem, and you will come up with the number 8. 4 times 2 equals 8. And finally, number 5. The shape below is divided into the same size squares. Don't get confused with this one because it is as easy as you think it is. Across, there's only 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down. Where we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So your multiplication problem is as easy as it sounds. Following instructions means to do what a set of directions tells you to do. Example, example, example. Events, ideas, and concepts. When you read a passage, you should look for the relationship between different events, ideas, and concepts. Events, ideas, and concepts often affect each other, and the relationship between them shapes your understanding of the passage, I mean, not package. All right. So, question 1, paper bag puppets. It tells you what you need and it tells you how to make it. Let's read the question first so that way we know what we're looking for. Which of these should be done first? So we need to figure out in this problem what should be done first. Number 1 says put a small brown paper bag on a table with the smooth side down. You all see that right here for number 1? That is the problem that should be done first. If you see that in your answers, you should have marked letter D. Put the bag smooth side down in front of you. Put a small paper bag on the table with the smooth side down. That's what you need to do first. Number 2, let's read the question again first so we know what we're looking for. Why did John Harrington start Rocket Trek? So we're looking for why. Why did he start Rocket Trek? John Harrington is a part of the Chickasaw Nation. He was the first Native American astronaut. An astronaut is a person who flies into space. Before he visited space, John made poor grades in college. He left school. He got a job where he learned that math is important in everyday life. So he went back to school and studied math. Later, he joined the U.S. Navy. Then he became an astronaut. In 2002, he flew on the Space Shuttle Endeavour. For 63 days in 2008, John did Rocket Trek. This was a bicycle ride across the country. Excuse me. During this trip, John visited kids at school. He gave math problems to solve. John wanted to show his kids how important math is. So why did he start Rocket Trek? To show kids how important math is, to help kids become astronauts, to show kids how to fly into space, or to help kids learn to ride bicycles. If you look at the last sentence, John wanted to show kids how important math is, you know your answer should be A. Oops, that works. A, awesome. Number 3, let's look at what the question is first. Which of these is done last? So when we're looking at our steps 1 through 6, we know that step number 6 is last. So let's read the last step. When all of the players run out of pennies, find out who has the most points. That person wins the game and gets to keep all the pennies. Should you make a line on the ground with tape, find out who has the most points, choose a person to keep score, or take turns tossing pennies. Well, we just read that the last step is find out who has the most points. Sorry, my dogs are barking at the mailman at the front door. Okay. Number 4, bean shaker. The question says, which of these should happen last? Again, we are going to read the last question. Shake the beans in the bottle to make a fun sound. Put beans in the bottle, put paint in the bottle, shake the paint in the bottle, or shake the beans in the bottle. We can match and know that we are supposed to shake the beans last. And question 5, taking care of a plant. The question is, how is taking care of a plant like taking care of a person's body? Here are things a person needs to know how to take care of a plant. First, a plant needs to have enough sunlight. Place the plant in front of a window. Plants also need water. A plant needs to get the right amount of water, not too much and not too little. Think of a plant like a person's body. If a person does not get enough food, they will be weak and hungry. If a person eats too much food, they will be full and tired. Plants need the same amount of care. Plants and people need the right amount of care to live and grow. Plants and people need to spend time in front of a window. Plants and people will feel thirsty if they eat too much, or plants and people will feel full if they do not get enough food. Your answer should have been A. Plants and people need the right amount of care to live and grow. You can find that in the last sentence. Second grade, that's all for today. Make sure that you are going into Google Classroom, taking that little quiz, and we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye.